Good morning, everybody.
Hey Maria, very interesting. Earlier I had a meeting with a George that's sitting right behind you, so
I don't know what you're talking about.
I could see the other view of you. That was so awesome.
It just suddenly heard my name at some point. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, small world.
How's it going, everybody? Looks like we have a fair few number of people here, so I think it's probably safe to get started. Aaron is still unfortunately not feeling so well today, so I'm going to be filling in again today. That's all. If you see him on Slack, make sure you wish him, well wishes and what have you. But good morning. Today is March 13th, 2019. We're about a little under 2 weeks, I think, 12 days, I think we are from cutting the release. So, getting down to the wire for sure. Just a reminder, this meeting is being recorded, and thus you should adhere to the Kubernetes Code of Conduct, which basically boils down to don't be a jerk. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's go through the normal kind of order of operations of things, going through each role, giving an update, saying what has changed or what have you since yesterday, anything we need to be concerned about. And as usual, first up, it's the lovely Claire with enhancements.
Yeah, so keeping it super short, no changes since Monday. We're still looking at 30. No requests for any exceptions, and no one has deferred yet.
Nice. Excellent. Excellent. How about signal with Maria?
Hi. Okay, so not much has changed on test grid since yesterday. So we, at the moment, we have two failing jobs in master blocking, but one of them is due to failures and timeouts that we had earlier today. Two are still failing in master upgrade and one in 114 blocking. There has been some news on the work to resolve them though, so I'll go into that in a bit more detail. The main thing that we're focusing on is the failures in the master upgrade dashboard. Those ones are all seem to be related with the upgrades, related to the upgrade script that fails midway. There was some conversation that I've linked in the document. There was a hypothesis that there might be something related to the Golang version changing the way mutrixes work. I think this is not something we're looking at the moment. I've been away for a couple of hours, so this might have changed. However, that issue seems to be the root of all other upgrade issues that we're looking at. So namely the firewall rules set up for SIG network, the node resource usage on 100 pods per node for SIG node, and the diff resources, which was the initial issue that we noticed and has kind of evolved into an umbrella one because it affects many different SIGs. So moving on to the other failures. So the other ones, both in master blogging and in 114 blogging, are the ingress jobs, and those tie back to GC load balancer timeouts. They have an open PR, that issue has an open PR that's expected to solve the problem. So we're just monitoring that to see if it fixes all the things. Third on the list are flakes. Our focus has been on anything that flakes, any test that flakes 10% of the time or above. We've had quite good response to most of them. Most of them have been assigned to SIG storage. And they've done fantastic work in turning them around. Sorry, one thing that I forgot to mention in in the upgrade stuff, things that we're doing to mitigate the failures is, first of all, try and see if there's any tests that other SIGs own, not sig-release owned ones, that we could look at for CI signal. And that just helps reassure me a little bit in case we reach a week from now and we don't have this resolved yet. My last update was that I caught up with SIG scalability. I spoke with Wojtek, I hope I've pronounced his name correctly. The context for that was that some of the SIG scalability jobs that we look at as release informing have failed recently and fairly consistently. So I just wanted to see if there's anything of concern to them there. There doesn't seem to be something. Most of them were down to PRAO issues or infrastructure changes they were trying out. So there wasn't anything that they thought was release blocking until now, at least. And on the topic of bumping to 112, they've also said that they haven't seen any notable regressions related to that yet. These were all my news. Any questions?
Yeah, so it seems like you've been making a lot of good progress on a lot of these issues. Are there any which you've been unable to make some progress on wrangling people in, that you need some help from the wider group on getting people's attention, or anything that looks especially kind of scary or unfortunate?
It's a good question. I wouldn't say that anything lacks attention particularly. The thing that worries me the most is the upgrade tests, but that said, I haven't seen at the moment something broken in the behavior that the tests expect, if that makes sense. So yes, of course, the tests are broken and we need to fix them. And that's going to be our main focus. But
So you're saying the upgrade test failures seem to be exclusively because of infrastructure potential unreliability?
Yeah, that's what I believe so far, but we won't know until they're resolved.
Okay, cool.
In terms of, sorry.
Oh, no, please.
In terms of color, I'm trying to ask myself the question, like, would I feel confident releasing something today? I think kind of, but not really. So I probably feel red at the moment, or very bright orange at least.
That's fine with me. I mean, I'm a huge fan of, if you feel in the middle, in my opinion, round down, because nobody wins if we keep rounding up and then it comes to release day and everyone's like, but I thought you were green or something, so that's totally fine. Sounds good. And it sounds like you have a few things that you're looking to follow up on with some specific folks that will make this a lot better. Yeah, we definitely need to get the upgrade dashboard more consistently green for sure, ideally by this time next week, but we'll see how it goes. Awesome. Well, thank you, Maria, as always. Next up is Nicholas with Bug Triage, unless anyone else had questions for me, of course.
No, although Maria, if you need any help from our team, please let us know. It's our responsibility to be as annoying as possible, and so we can help you be annoying if you need.
Awesome. I will definitely leverage that.
All right. So we have some good news from Bug Triage. If you look down at the Burndown triage report that Nico prepared the other day, so something on Monday, most of these, actually pretty much all of the ones that are technically release blocking that are red are closed or moved to 115. The only one that's outstanding is the standalone Azure cloud provider. But since that's an out-of-tree cloud provider, it shouldn't affect the release. So we still have a couple of low priority issues on this list to track down. I will get some more information on that today. We still have a number of issues open though in our metrics spreadsheet. It looks like we still have about 40 issues open. So these need to be triaged a bit better. And based on that, I'm going to give us a yellow for our color. we need to spend a bit more time going through the non-highlighted issues now and going through the rest of them and trying to get that down as much as possible.
Okay, great. Thank you. Are there any questions for Nicholas? Awesome. Can you post a link to those issues, please, when you get a chance?
The ones that are removed or the ones that are outstanding?
What was the second option? The ones that are outstanding?
Oh, the ones that are outstanding.
Yeah, those ideally.
Okay. In the bug triage update field, there's a metrics overview that says like K811 for bug triage. That's a spreadsheet that has like the issues that we're tracking.
Okay, great. And do you need any assistance getting through this list that Ben and I could help with, or?
At the moment, I'm not sure. I need to go through the list and see. I did reach out to SigNode yesterday on some of the major issues, and they were very responsive, I think because they realized that release is coming up. So that was very good. We got a lot of good traction from that SIG, and I want to continue this like momentum and try and close as many of these issues as possible.
Sure, nice. Yeah, for sure. And feel free to ping me directly or Ben, or ping us in sig-release or anything if there's anything that you need us to weigh in on or playback cop or whatever. Definitely CI signal and bug triage are definitely what I think we're focusing on most right now. So we're trying to, at least. So for sure, we're here to help however possible.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Nicholas. As always, next up is test intro with Amit here. Yes, nice.
Yeah. So just a quick update. We merged about 21 PRs in the last 2 days, which seems good. Kind of on the slower side because we're in code freeze. So that's good. And the only other update that I had was regarding to the CI signal failures that Maria said. They might be related to Go 112. And there's something in the sync package that might be affecting it. And from the latest, it looks like there's a new patch to Go 112, and the fix has been ported to Go 112.1. So I think the latest on that is if we bump up a version, it might get fixed. So I'm just following up on those failures.
Do you know a release date target for 112.1?
Sorry,
it looks like 112.0 is currently the official release.
So I think they have ported the change to 112, and I'm not sure when they're going to release the next version.
It should come in about a month, something like that. The patch release cadence of patch versions is 1 month, to my knowledge.
Is it 1 month from release date? Because Go 112 released about 3 weeks ago.
So it should be fairly close in that case.
Is there someone we have a contact with to pin that down?
So I have a question here. Like, should we revert today? That's the question. And basically call whoever is on call. I think it's Eric Fader currently. So to basically observe if we fix the behavior.
Yeah. The original considerations about 112 around supportability and known performance issues with 111, that needs to be part of the decision, weighing the issues we're seeing now against reverting to 111 that we also know has issues. So where are we going to have that conversation?
Yeah, I guess we should revert now, and possibly this means that we have to later in a patch release bump the branch to 112, which is not ideal. Because the 114 branch is going to be stuck on 111. if we happen to miss the release of 1.12.1.
Sorry, I was just reading up on the issue. Jordan, do you think that this new bug that is introduced with sync is worse than the issues that were present in 1.11 that we upgraded to 1.12 to get away from?
That's a really hard call. The 1.12 issue is release blocking. Given that we did release with Go 1.11, I guess our existing issues with Go 1.11 were not release blocking. But it's a close call. The 1.11 issue, when we hit it, is pretty bad. Yeah. There's kind of a cascading chain of things associated with the Go 1.11 to 1.12 upgrade. The kubelet scalability issues were tied to a bug in 1.11 that bumping to 1.12 would resolve. And so if we go back to 1.11, we kind of reintroduce some scalability issues with kubelet. And that we weren't aware of until recently. And now we have a test to prove that we have scalability issues with 1.11. And so there's several things in play there. Mostly, we can take the discussion about the pros and cons out of this meeting. It's probably shouldn't take up more of this meeting, but sig scalability and sig-release, and trying to think who else should be involved. And sig testing, probably those three are the ones that.
Okay. Let's perhaps pick it up in Slack or something and record discussion after this. But yeah, it seems like if we can't get some sort of confirmation that 1.12.1 is going to come in like the next 5 or 6 days, that we might have to go with the issues that we've already released instead of the new release blockers or something. But we can talk about it afterwards, I guess. Okay, cool. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about with regards to test info?
No, I think that's all I had.
Okay, cool. Well, let's do docs with Jim.
Yep, this will be a quick one. We're all green. All the drafts are now ready to review. So up until this Monday, we're going to be focusing on reviewing those docs and getting them ready to go in for release.
Awesome. Sounds great. Sounds great. The whole release notes gang is here. So who would like to do the release notes update today?
I'll go for it. So just quick update. There's been a PR submitted for the updated draft. We also sent out the working draft that we're working on to the SIGs. And we're just continue editing the notes and bringing in any PRs that land after code freeze.
Awesome. Awesome. Sounds good. Sounds good. Is this update to the draft from the Google Doc?
Yes. Yeah,
Very
so
cool.
there's probably some formatting in there that I missed when pasting it in there, so it may look a little funny, but we'll get that updated and everything.
Sure. Sounds good. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Are there any questions for release notes? Right on. Well, if you have any feedback on the process, for sure, review that pull request and check out the new format that team and co has come to. It's pretty sweet. Next up is comms. I don't see Natasha here. Is there anyone else from comms here? Okay, no worries. I think they're pretty solid so far. But next up is Hannes with Release Branch Management. Oh, Jorge's here.
Oh,
Looks
please
like
go ahead.
we can. Oh, but nothing to report.
Okay, then.
So green.
Good.
I'm just gonna put.
Also
Thanks.
green
Okay,
from
Hannes,
my
you can go
side.
for it.
Also green from my side. The next thing that we will cut is next Tuesday, the first release candidate. Other than that, we cut the beta 1 yesterday, all pretty much without any issues, except one super, super tiny small issue regarding the release note formatting for in the mail that has been sent out. I opened an issue for that, but it's just a minor thing. Yeah. Any questions?
Nice, sounds good. Thank you, Hannes, for sure. I saw that release notes issue as well. And yeah, the many pros and cons of using code fenced things for anything, really. But all right, awesome. Thank you. And that's it. It's me now for the release lead update, courtesy of Aaron. My beard's not nearly as robust, but I'll do my best. I'm going to say red again, largely because even though CI signal and bug triage seem to be trending up, you know, this Go 112 issue needs consideration as well. So I think until we get a few of these knocked down, these things will be going well. But I do want to say, like, you know, most things I think are wrapping up really nicely towards the end of the release. So I think we just need to focus on getting these last things nailed down and make sure that we can release a stable bit of code. And I think we'll be good. We're in the home stretch for sure. So, but, you know, just so we're vigilant, I'm going to put down red. I don't have anything else to update y'all on. Other than the fact that hopefully we can nail down what we're going to do with this Go issue, and then we can talk about that tomorrow. There is a meeting tomorrow at, I guess, 8 a.m. Pacific time, United States, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and whatever time zone that is in other parts of the world. It's just another Burndown meeting. If possible, it'd be nice if someone from your group could come. But if it was green yesterday and it's still green today or something, then, you know, that's probably fine. But other than that, are there any questions or open discussion items, things that people wanted to talk about today? Okay, great. Well, like I said earlier, if, you know, the goal of the release lead shadow, in my opinion, is very much to be kind of like a utility person. When a lead has certain objectives they need that they can't meet by themselves or something, the goal of the release lead shadow is to just pitch in wherever it is needed. So towards the end of the release, if you feel as though you need assistance in order to get something done, please hit up me and Ben in sig-release, and we'd be more than happy to help, especially while Aaron is not feeling so well. And with that, thank you everyone for coming. Have a great Wednesday. Talk to you all in chat, and I'll see you all tomorrow.